Christmas is a pagan custom that the prophet Jeremiah warns the Israelites of heathen customs that they should not do. This custom was kept way before Christ. The book of Jeremiah chapter 10 verses 1 to 5. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith the Lord, Learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman, with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. Christmas has pagan origins tied to festivals like Saturnalia, Roman, and Yule, Norse, which celebrated the winter solstice with feasting, gift-giving, and decorating greenery. The prophet Jeremiah gave straight commandment from God to not do it.
All right. Shalawam, shalawam. First, I'm giving all glory, honor, and praises to YAHAWAH, Bahasham, YAHAWASHI, Bahasham, QADASH. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. And I say shalom to the hopeful elect and the Akim out that push this word and this truth into sincerity across the four winds in the name of YAHAWAH, Bahasham, YAHAWASHI. All right, back at you another lesson, and in this lesson here, we're gonna be getting into this these wicked holidays. Today is the day of so-called Christmas, and that bullshit. So we want, through the spirit, we want to bring out a lesson day going into the origin. All right, and that origin, origin means the beginning, the basis of which things were found upon. Basically, the beginning of it. Where did it truly come from? All right. Where did this so-called holiday originally come from? Because we know that YAHAWASHI, all right, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus, was not born on this day. All right, we know that. We know that he was born around the time of the Passover, which is around the springtime. All right, so got a quick you saw that video going into it. All right, that we played in the beginning. All right, but let's go into I put a quick Google search. All right, the origin of Christmas. All right, Christmas has its origins in both pagan and Christian traditions. All right, emphasis on the pagan part because it was a thing where they intertwined the two. All right, because they wanted to bring the people together at the time, because you had those people who were into pagan traditions, and those people who were into the original traditions of the Bible. All right, that's what it goes back to. But they wanted to intertwine them together. All right, here's the pagans. All right, pagan traditions. The winter solstice, and that's what this originally goes back to. The winter solstice. And the so-called deity, the sun god Sol Invictus. All right, the winter solstice was celebrated by early pagans with feasting, singing, and dancing to mark the return of longer days and more sunlight. In ancient Rome, December 25th was the traditional date of the winter solstice and the birthday of the sun god Sol Invictus. All right. Let's read this one right here where it says Christmas traditions. All right, it's like Christian traditions. The birth of YAHAWASHI HaMashiach is celebrated at Christmas, but the date of YAHAWASHI's birth is not mentioned in the Bible. We know that through reading the scriptures and being able to break it down. We know that he was born around the time of the Passover, which is around the time of the springtime. All right, is when the spring comes in, not around the time of the winter. All right. It says in December, in the 4th century, the Roman Church began celebrating Christmas on the day of 25th, on December 25th to coincide with the pagan celebrations and attract non-Christian followers. So they wanted to bring everybody that use it. They wanted to combine the pagan worship and the original traditions together. All right, because the pagan worship that was the way of the heathens. All right, the role of Emperor Constantine, the official establishment of Christianity by Emperor Constantine in the 4th century AD, is generally considered to be when Christmas was adopted as official date of Mashiach. Again, we know that he was not born around that time, so why? All right, it all goes back to pagan worship. All right. The role of Pope Julius I. Pope Julius I was the Bishop of Rome from 3337 to 33 to 35 from 337 to 352, and say it was formally set on it was formally set the day of Christmas. All right, so he was the one who officially did this bullshit a holiday. You know, the role of Magi, wise men from the east. Okay, that's just going into the birth. All right. Many Christmas traditions has evolved over the centuries and incorporated various culture and religious traditions. All right, it all goes back to pagan worship. Again, all these so-called holidays, which are pagan holidays, always goes back to some form of pagan worship or some form of worship to a false deity. All right, let's read this and then we'll move on. One widespread explanation of the origin of the date is that December 25th was the Christianizing of the Dies Solis Invicta native, which is the day of the birth of the unconquered sun, which goes into that deity Solis Invictus, which we'll catch a video on that here in a second. All right, a popular holiday in the in the Roman Empire that celebrated the winter solstice as a symbol of the resurgence of the sun and the casting away of the winter. All right, so they're celebrating this unconquered sun, or this sun god, you know, and the winter solstice. So that's what you niggas are doing during this time. I don't care what you try to say. Oh, this is it's family time. No, you didn't got you a hit. You know, you got a hit of that pagan worship. All right, it's just like a crackhead. He didn't got a hit of that rock and he can't let it go. You niggas got a hit of that pagan worship, which all this shit goes back to making you feel good, man, to making you feel loved and all that old shit there around these times is basically pleasing the self. All right, that's what all this shit goes back to. It's pagan, man. It's pagan. It's not the worship of YAHAWASHI. What I mean to say. Let me say it the right way. It all goes back to pagan worship. All right, it is not the truth. It is not biblical. Okay. Let's get a scripture real quick that goes into these Christmas trees. All right. We watched that one in the video, but let's bring it out. Jeremiah chapter 10. We're going to start at verse 1. All right, it says, "Hear ye the word which Yahawah spaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Thus saith Yahawah, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed in the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them." All right, remember that we getting into the point. Here, verse 3, "For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth the tree out of the forest, and the work of the hands of the workmen with an axe." All right, so they cut down those pine trees out of the forest. All right, and this is what they do with them. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and hammers that it may not move. So basically it's an idol almost. They made an idol. All right. Everybody's all around it, on this day. They on their knees, pulling out the gifts and all that stuff there. Man, you worshiping an idol. You worshiping this false deity. All right. Let's get this conquered sun, unconquered sun. Solis Invictus was and this is who you niggas are worshiping. All right. Was the official sun god of the late Roman Empire, and that's how you know, bro. This is Rome reloaded, because these same ways, these same traditions are still here. All right. It says, and later, the official sun god of late Rome, of the late Roman Empire, and the later version of the god Sol. All right. Let's see what else they got here. The Solis Invictus influenced Christianity. Historians link that version. Yeah, okay. I ain't worried about that. Let's grab really quick before we get into to this video, I looked up something else. All right, now you niggas know this is for those out here who are still trying to do this shit, man. Cause those of us, you know, who for a follower of YAHAWASHI, we know this is not okay. So when you niggas think about these songs and these Christmas carols, especially this jingle bell shit, this is what it originated to, where it came from. That Jingle Bell song was shit that was sung by slave owners. All right, the Jingle Bells this is the collar with bells who have been used to deter attempted escape by slaves. All right, that has previously tried to win his or her freedom by running away. All right, so they put these, and this was something that this Jingle Bells was a collar that they put on slaves that made noise when slaves tried to run. All right, oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. I mean, that's what they were literally chasing slaves. All right, they were chasing slaves during those times. All right, so this is not something that originates back to anything that's good, especially when it comes to us and our traditions. This is not us, bro. This is not what we do. All right, this is not what we do. All right. Let me grab another scripture real quick, because no matter what we say, you're still going to, your mouths speak something else, but in your heart it's something totally different. All right, I think it's at Mark 6. God, this is Mark chapter 7 and verse 6. He answered, I think that's YAHAWASHI. God, and this is YAHAWASHI speaking. He answered and said unto them, Well hath Isaiah prophesied of you hypocrites, as it is written, This people honors me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. All right. So by your lips you're saying, oh, you love the spirit. By your lips you're saying, by your lips you're just saying you love YAHAWASHI. You know, you want to. You know, you're just saying you love YAHAWASHI, you follow him, you know, you love the Bible, you follow the ways of the Lord, you keep the commandments and everything like that, but your heart is saying something totally different. This is the NLT. YAHAWASHI replied, You hypocrites, Isaiah was right when he prophesied about you, for he wrote, These people honor me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. Alright, so your mouth say one thing, and inside you know it's something totally different, so you know it's bullshit. Alright? We're gonna watch this quick video here. It's about 7 minutes, but we're just gonna let it play.
Have you ever wondered how a single deity could unify an empire, shape religious traditions, and influence history even beyond the fall of Rome? Today on Ancient Deities Dossier, we unveil the radiant story of Sol Invictus, the unconquered sun. From its mysterious origins to its powerful grip on Roman culture, this is a tale of light, invincibility, and imperial propaganda. Get ready to uncover the secrets of one of history's most fascinating deities. Before Sol Invictus rose to prominence, the Romans worshipped a lesser-known sun deity, Sol Indiges. This native sun had humble beginnings, marked by minor sacrifices and a forgotten place in Roman tradition. But things were about to change as the Roman Empire expanded eastward. As the Romans encountered Eastern cultures, solar deities like the Syrian Elagabal and Persian Mithras entered the scene. The groundwork for Sol Invictus was laid, blending these traditions with Roman innovation. Emperor Elagabalus attempted to integrate these into the Roman pantheon, but he failed to win over the people. Enter Emperor Aurelian. In 274 CE, after a series of military victories, Aurelian declared Sol Invictus the supreme protector of Rome. He built a magnificent temple and established December 25th as the god's birthday, coinciding with the winter solstice and symbolizing the rebirth of the sun. Imagine walking into the Temple of Sol Invictus, a grand edifice shining with gilded statues, treasures from distant lands, and sunlight pouring in through skillfully designed openings. This wasn't just a place of worship, it was a statement of imperial power. Coins, mosaics, and statues immortalized Sol Invictus. The god was often depicted in a radiant crown, riding a chariot drawn by 4 horses, the quadriga. These symbols weren't just decorative, they proclaimed the god's dominance and the emperor's favor. Sol Invictus wasn't just a deity, it was a tool of imperial propaganda. Emperors like Aurelian and Constantine used the god to legitimize their rule, portraying themselves as invincible leaders illuminated by the unconquered sun. December 25th, the Dies Natalis Solis Invicti marked the sun's rebirth as days began to lengthen after the winter solstice. This celebration later intertwined with Christian traditions, influencing the date of Christmas. The Roman legions revered Sol Invictus as a symbol of strength and guidance. Soldiers carried solar standards into battle, and victories were often dedicated to the unconquered sun. From Apollo to Mithras, Sol Invictus absorbed attributes from other deities, becoming a unifying figure in the diverse Roman Empire. But this syncretism also made it difficult to define the god's true identity. Did you know that even Emperor Constantine, a Christian convert, retained solar imagery during his reign? Sol Invictus played a subtle role in the transition from pagan Rome to Christian Rome. Worshipping Sol Invictus was a grand affair, featuring sacrifices, incense offerings, and elaborate ceremonies. Public processions and games showcased the god's importance to the empire. With the rise of Christianity, the cult of Sol Invictus faded. By the late 4th century CE, the unconquered sun had set on Roman religion, but its legacy was far from over. From sunburst mosaics to solar motifs in medieval churches, the imagery of Sol Invictus endured, influencing Western art and architecture for centuries. Even today, echoes of Sol Invictus can be found in literature, film, and even some New Age spiritual movements. The unconquered sun continues to captivate our imagination. Sol Invictus wasn't just a deity, it was a cornerstone of Roman timekeeping. The Dies Natalis Solis Invicti on December 25th aligned with the winter solstice, when the sun began its return journey, heralding longer days. This solar rebirth mirrored the empire's aspirations for renewal and invincibility. The connection between celestial cycles and divine favor made Sol Invictus a key figure in the Roman calendar, a reminder that the sun's path was intertwined with the destiny of the empire. The echoes of Sol Invictus extended far beyond the Roman Empire. The concept of a solar deity representing power and renewal resonated with cultures worldwide. From the Sun King imagery in Renaissance art to modern allegories of light conquering darkness, Sol Invictus's legacy persisted. Even the symbolism of the sun as a life-giver and a source of divine energy continued to inspire religious and philosophical movements throughout history. How does an invincible god fall? The rise of Christianity in the Roman Empire was a key factor in the decline of Sol Invictus. As the Christian faith gained prominence, the sun deity's role diminished. However, the transition wasn't abrupt. Early Christians adopted December 25th as the celebration of Christ's birth, perhaps to align with the existing festival of Sol Invictus. This blending of traditions helped ease the shift from pagan practices to monotheistic worship, making Sol Invictus a hidden yet enduring influence on Christianity. In its heyday, Sol Invictus wasn't just a god, it was a unifying force for the Roman Empire. The unconquered sun represented the light that illuminated all corners of the vast empire, a deity whose radiance transcended borders, cultures, and languages. It was a beacon of hope, strength, and resilience. Though its worship faded, Sol Invictus's role as a unifier left an indelible mark on Roman history, offering a timeless message that even in the darkest times, the light can prevail. And there you have it, the radiant journey of Sol Invictus, the unconquered sun, from its rise in Roman religion to its lasting impact on culture and history. A symbol of unity, strength, and renewal, Sol Invictus reminds us of humanity's enduring fascination with the sun. Thank you for joining us on this journey through ancient Rome. If you enjoyed this exploration into the world of...
Alright, so as we can see that this was it all goes back to pagan Rome. Alright, like I said, it was as the truth started, because they would say Christianity, but we know that there originally goes back to this truth. Alright, as this truth, as the workmanship of YAHAWASHI started to grow, and started to, all these other things started to fall. All right, all these other traditions and worship and everything, it started to fade away, and they needed a way to bring back those traditions or those pagan traditions of Rome. So they had that imperial propaganda, as it says, in order to do that. And let's go to what that word here, imperial propaganda. Imperial propaganda is a form of biased information used to promote a political cause or institution. All right, so they came up with this propaganda that we're gonna mix it. We're gonna try to mix the right way, you know, which is this truth, the original tradition of the Bible, with this pagan worship, which is the wrong way. And that was used to bring, it was a propaganda thing used to bring everybody, that they wanted to bring everybody together under one fold. Right? But it doesn't take away the fact that this is pagan worship. This is what it originated to, or what it originated from. Alright? So I'm gonna grab 2 more scriptures and then we're gonna close it out. Let's get Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8. Colossians chapter 2 and verse 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit. Alright, that was deceit what they did. Alright? After the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Hamashiach. Alright? So no matter what they try to say, oh, this is what we use to celebrate the birth of YAHAWASHI. For one, we know that YAHAWASHI wasn't born around that time. And I don't care what you say, it originates back to pagan worship. So you can try to throw in whatever you want to, or throw in whatever bullshit reason that you still want them to do this. You're taking your part in pagan worship. Alright? And that word, like, let's check that word out, rudiments of the world. Alright? That word rudiments here in the blue letter.
Strong's G 4747 stoichion.
Alright, any first thing from which others belonging to some series or composite or whole take their rise in element or first principle. Alright, so it goes back to the rudiments or the original stuff, the original ways of the world. Alright, and as we went into the definitions and the origins of this so-called Christmas, it originates back to pagan worship, which is of the world. It is not of Hamashiach. It is not of YAHAWASHI Hamashiach. Alright? Let's grab one more and then we're gonna close it out. Romans, because we cannot, this is the ways of the world. Alright, we cannot conform to these pagan worships, these philosophies of the world, the ways of the world. We cannot do it. Alright? Let's prove that. Romans 12 and verse 2, it says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Alright? And it's like it, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. Alright? Again, and be not conformed to this world. That means the pagan worship, the ways, the mindsets, the philosophies, everything that goes with this world that is contrary to the scriptures, that is contrary to the original traditions and the ways of YAHAWASHI. Be not conformed unto that. And these wicked pagan holidays, this fucking Christmas shit is one of those ways of the world. We cannot be conformed to this shit. Alright? It says, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, the renewing of this truth. Alright? Because before we came back into this truth and this reincarnation, this flesh, alright, we probably all had our part in it. Just like the elder said in the video he did. I'm pretty sure we've all ate some pork or some shit before. Alright? At the time it probably fucking tastes good. But at the end of the day, we gotta be transformed by the renewing of our minds. The original traditions of the scriptures, the original tradition of YAHAWASHI. We can't eat that shit. I don't give a fuck how good it may be. That shit kills you. Alright? We cannot be celebrating this shit. I don't give a fuck how good it feels to maybe be around family. And all. You can be around your family on any other fucking day. Alright? But we cannot be conformed to this world, and we have to be transformed by the renewing of our mind, the renewing of this truth, the renewing of the spirit, the renewing of YAHAWASHI in us. Alright? It says that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. Alright? So the transforming and the renewing of YAHAWASHI in us, it is good, it is acceptable, it is perfect, and it is the will of YAHAWASHI. Alright? So that was a quick lesson here. All right, I pray that it was edifying to you, sincere brothers out there. You Akim preaching and teaching this word. All right, you feel sincere aqua out there. All right, and anybody else who may come across this video here. All right, I pray that you was edified. Till again, I'm gonna say a ball, Yasharahla, YAHAWAH, Bahasham, YAHAWASHI, Bahasham, QADASH, Barak, Atham, Shalawam.